afternoon, many students. Welcome to our Zoology online class. Hope you are very happy. Okay, my dear students. See, today we are going to start the first lesson. Okay. So for the biology students, totally 10 chapters. 12 chapters are there. So today we are going to study about the first half of the first chapter. Okay, my dear students, listen very carefully. See. Our lesson's title is Reproduction in Organisms. Reproduction in Organisms. See, actually, the living things are totally or entirely different from the non-living things. You all know, because the living things having some special characters. These characters are completely absent in the non-living things. For example, see, we can see some characters like birth, development, growth, then reproduction, death, movement. Okay, so these characters we can see only in the body of the living organism or living things. Okay, and we cannot see these characters in the non-living things. So the living things are entirely different from the non-living things. Okay, my dear students. So in this chapter we are going to study about some important characters. Okay, about the living organism, particularly the major important character of the living organism, the reproduction. Okay, so our title name is Reproduction in Organism. Actually, the reproduction process is classified into two major categories. One is asexual reproduction and the second one is sexual reproduction. Okay, so all the living organisms producing their young ones by either sexual reproduction method or by the asexual reproduction. Every living organism following any one of the sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction. Understand? So in this class today we are going to study about some important types of asexual reproduction. So first, before studying this asexual reproduction, you should understand the difference between the sexual reproduction and the asexual reproduction. See, your asexual reproduction meaning only one parent only involving in the asexual reproduction. Okay, so single parent produce their young ones. Okay, one or many young ones produced by the single parent. Understand of you? And the new organism produced by the single parent is similar to the parent organism. Is similar to the parent organism. We cannot find out any difference in the young ones. Okay, almost it is what is similar or identical. The young organisms are similar or identical to the parent organism. Understand of you? And here there is no involvement of gametes. Gametes means normal sexes. Okay, so in asexual reproduction there is no room for gaining sexes. Understand? But in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved. Okay, father and mother. Two parents are involved in sexual reproduction, and here gamete involvement playing a very important role. Male organism producing the male gamete and the female organism producing the female gamete. Finally, the both gametes are fusing togetherly and a new organism is developed. Understand? So in asexual reproduction, only one parent only involved, but in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved. Understand? So this is small introduction about this reproduction. So in this class, we are going to study about different types of asexual reproduction. Okay, so listen very carefully. See, asexual reproduction, there are different types of asexual reproductions are there. For example, the fission, sporulation, budding and fragmentation. So these are the different types of asexual reproduction. Understand? So here, fission. So first we are going to study about fission. Okay, fission means the parent organism is dividing in their number, dividing one or more than one number. And these young organisms are developed from the parents. So this is called fission. Understand? So fission means the parent organism is dividing, the parent body is dividing to produce the new organism. Understand? And the fission is classified into two types. One is the binary fission and second one is the multiple fission. Fission is classified into binary fission and multiple fission. Understand of you? So okay, so first I explain about this binary fission. Binary fission. Bi means two or more. So parent organism is dividing into two. Finally, two organisms, two daughter organisms are produced. So this type of reproduction is called binary fission. Understand? And two important events are takes place inside in this binary fission reproduction. One is karyokinesis and the second one is cytokinesis. You all know inside the cells the nucleus is present. Okay, nucleus is present. So the first nucleus is dividing into two. Okay, so this process is called karyokinesis. After that, the cytoplasm is also dividing into two. This is called cytokinesis. So in binary fission type of asexual reproduction, karyokinesis and cytokinesis, these two are the important events. So binary fission meaning production of two young organisms from a single parent organism. Okay, this binary fission is again classified into four types: simple binary fission, then transverse binary fission, then longitudinal binary fission, and oblique binary fission. So these are the four types of binary fission. The first one is simple binary fission. We can see this type of simple binary fission in organisms like amoeba. You all know amoeba is a irregular cell, single cell organism. Understand? So in amoeba we can see this simple irregular shaped binary fission. Understand? So here in this type of asexual reproduction, one important organelle is present inside this amoeba, contractile vacuole. So, before involving in this simple irregular binary fission reproduction method, first this contractile vacuole is stop their function. Understand? Then the body cell is dividing into two. So this is the meaning of simple irregular binary fission. And the second one is transverse binary fission. So in this type of asexual reproduction, the reproduction or the fission axis takes place in transverse axis. So just imagine, so this is a transverse axis. Understand? So the division is starting from this direction, from here to here or here to here. Understand? So the division plan or the division axis occur in transverse axis. So that only this type of fission is called transverse fission. Example, paramecium. Okay, in paramecium we can see this type of transverse binary fission type of asexual reproduction. Then next one is longitudinal binary fission. Here longitudinal binary fission means, so just imagine, so the fission axis or the division axis takes place in longitudinal direction, from top to bottom or from bottom to top. Understand? So this type of reproduction is called longitudinal binary fission. Example, fragmentation. So just imagine, here you have to remember one more important point. See, okay, here only one flagella only present in the flagellate. So when this division is occurred in this direction, okay, when the fission takes place in this direction, this filaments or this flagellate is moved to one organism. So this flagellate moved to this organism. So we cannot get any flagellate for this organism. Understand? So here new flagellate is formed from the basal granules. Okay, so in this organism basal granule is there. So from this basal granules new flagellate is formed for this organism. Understand? So you have to remember one important point about this longitudinal binary fission. So in longitudinal binary fission, example flagellate. Okay, in flagellates in some organisms single flagellates will be there, flagella is there. So when the division takes place, the original flagella is moving to or going to one organism. So the next organism getting new flagella, and these new flagellas are developed from the basal granules. Understand? Then next one is oblique binary fission. Okay, so oblique binary fission is example Serratia. Okay, so in this organism the transverse axis is occurring oblique direction. Understand? So these are the four types of binary fission. Now we have completed binary fission. Understand, students? So binary fission meaning a single parent organism is dividing into two equal number. Okay, two double number of young organisms. And these are the four types of binary fission. Then now we are going to study about this multiple fission. Here multiple fission meaning a single parent organism dividing into many young organisms. More or many multiple organisms are developed from a single parent organism. So this type of fission is called multiple fission. Understand? So now we are going to study about some important 2-mark questions. All these questions are 2-mark questions. The first one is a repeated fission. Repeated fission meaning when a parent organism is dividing into 4 and more than 4 young organisms. This type of reproduction, asexual reproduction, is called a repeated fission. Okay, when the parent organism is divided into 4 or more than 4 young organisms, this type of reproduction is called a repeated fission. Then next question, see, in Plasmodium, okay, in Plasmodium, this multiple fission takes place in 2 stages. The life cycle of Plasmodium consists of many stages. Okay, so here this multiple fission type of asexual reproduction takes place in the Plasmodium body in 2 stages. When the Plasmodium is in schizophony stage, this multiple fission is occur. And the Plasmodium is in sporogony state, that time also this multiple fission takes place. Understand? So, when this multiple fission takes place in the Plasmodium, it is in the schizophony state, it is called schizophrenia. It is called schizophrenia. Understand? Then this multiple fission also takes place when this Plasmodium is in this stage, sporogony stage. Understand? Then next, end system. Next 2 mark question, end system. See, during the unfavorable condition. Unfavorable condition means the shortage of food, over temperature or overflow. These are the example for the unfavorable condition. So during this unfavorable condition, the amoeba, single cell organisms like amoeba, producing a 3-layered outer covering around itself. Okay, the body of the amoeba is covered into 3 layers. Okay, 3 chitinous layers. Understand? And this type of formation is called cyst formation. This is called cyst formation. So when the amoeba is in unfavorable condition, when the conditions are not favorable for the survival of amoeba, the amoeba producing 3-layer covering around itself. Understand? So this structure of this phenomenon is called end system. This structure in nature is called end systems. When the conditions are favorable, this cyst wall is broken. Okay, this cyst wall is break down and new amoebas are produced. Then next we could see strobilation. Okay, strobilation. See, strobilation meaning during this asexual reproduction, multiple fission asexual reproduction, in a single organism's body, just to manage a single organism. Okay, many transverse divisions takes place simultaneously. Okay, many transverse divisions takes place simultaneously, and these pieces will not separate till all the fission process is over. Okay, till all the division process is over. So this is called strobilation. Okay, this is called strobilation. So in this type, this is strobilation is one of the asexual type of reproduction. In this type of reproduction, first the parent organism's body is divided into many small pieces in transverse direction. Understand? Transverse direction simultaneously. Understand? Then next one is plasmatomy. Plasmatomy means when a multicellular, multinucleated parent organism is divided into many multinucleated daughter organisms. This type of reproduction is called plasmatomy. So the plasmatomy means the process of division of multinucleated parent into many multinucleated daughter organisms. It is called plasmatomy. It is called plasmatomy. Then next one is body. This type of reproduction we can see in the body of the hydra. Okay, we can see in the body of the hydra. So just imagine this hydra. Okay, just imagine the hydra. See, during this type of reproduction, see the body wall of the hydra has 2 important germ layers. One is the ectoderm and the next one is the endoderm. Okay, so a small projection or elevation takes place in the body of the hydra, the ectoderm region. Then this ectoderm region is pushing outside, then this endoderm also pushing outside. Finally, these buds are develop into a new daughter. Okay, at the end of this year, tentacles and mouth, everything are formed. So a new daughter hydra is developed from the body of a parent hydra. Now when this daughter hydra is fully developed, they is separated or they detached from the parent and it is going to live in a independent life. Understand? So this is called budding. This is called budding. Understand? And the budding is classified into two types: exogenous budding and endogenous budding. In hydra, we can see this exogenous type of budding. In some organisms, when small buds are developed inside the body of the organism, this is called endogenous budding. This is called endogenous budding. So this is one of the 2 mark question. Okay. Then next one is gemule formation. See, gemules means the type of endogenous buds. We can see this type of gemule formation in the sponges, in freshwater sponges and also in the marine water sponges. Understand? So the sponges producing very hard ball-like structures inside the body. Hundreds of small ball-like structures are produced or buds are produced inside the body of the sponges. Understand? Understand? When the conditions are not favorable, the sponges die. The sponges are destroyed. But the gemules which are produced inside the body of the sponges do not destroy. Understand? They can withstand the unfavorable condition or unsuitable condition. When the conditions are favorable, these gemules are developing a new organism. So this type of asexual reproduction is called gemule formation. We can see this type of asexual reproduction in sponges. Understand? The next one is fragmentation. Fragmentation meaning the parent body is divided into many small pieces or fragments. Then each and every fragments are developed as a whole organism, developed into a whole organism. So this type of reproduction is called fragmentation. Example, sea animal. Example, sea animal. So fragmentation meaning in this type of asexual reproduction, first the parent body is divided into many fragments. Then later these each and every fragments are developed into a or growing into a new organism, whole organism. Example, sea animal. Then the next one is called apolysis. Apolysis. We can see this type of asexual reproduction in the body of the tapeworm, Plasmodium. You see, listen very carefully. The body of the Plasmodium is divided into many fragments. Okay, it is divided into many segments, not fragments, many segments. So just imagine. Okay, just imagine the structure of nature of what? Tapeworm. See, the body is divided into many small segments, not fragments, many small segments. These segments are called progladids. These segments are called progladids. And the young progladids are present near the anterior region, and the mature progladids are present in the tail region, posterior region. And maximum the eggs are present in these mature progladids. And these mature progladids are detached or separated from the organism and produce the young ones from this mature progladids. So this type of reproduction is called apolysis. So example for this apolysis, tapeworm. So the tapeworm body is divided into many small segments, and these segments are called progladids. The young progladids are present in the anterior region, and the mature progladids are present in the posterior region. Okay, and these posterior region mature progladids are separated singly or grouped separated from the parent body. Understand? And from these mature progladids, young tapeworms are produced. Young tapeworms are produced. Understand? So this type of reproduction is called apolysis. This type of reproduction is called apolysis. Understand? The next one is regeneration. Regeneration means regrowth. In some organisms, if the body organs are disappear or injured or damaged, that organs are again growing within a short period or within a particular period. So this is called regeneration, otherwise called regrowth. Understand? And this regeneration first identified in the body of Hydra. Was first identified in the body of Hydra. Then the regeneration is classified into two important main categories. One is the morphal axis and the second is called epimorphosis. Okay, morphal axis and epimorphosis. Here morphal axis meaning the whole body, if a particular body organs is lost or disappear, the whole body is developed. This is called morpholysis. And the second one is epimorphosis. Epimorphosis meaning in some organism, for example, you can say Hydra. Suppose one arms of the Hydra is damaged or injured. Within a short period, a new arm is developed in the body of the Hydra. So it is called epimorphosis. So epimorphosis meaning the regeneration of the lost body part, the disappeared body part. Then this epimorphosis is again classified into two types. There are two types of epimorphosis are there. One is called reparative epimorphosis and the second is called restorative. In reparative epimorphosis, only the damaged or the injured tissues develop. Here in restorative morpholysis, the body parts or the damaged or the injured parts are developed. Understand? So my dear students, this epimorphosis is a 3-mark question. Remaining all questions are important 2-mark questions. Okay? So once I repeat all these 2-mark questions. Repeated fission meaning when the parent's organism is divided into 4 or more than 4 young organisms, it is called repeated fission. Understand? And in the second question, in Plasmodium, the body of the Plasmodium, the multiple fission takes place in 2 stages. Okay, one type of multiple fission is called schizogony and the second type of multiple fission is called sporogony. And the next one is encystment. During the unfavorable situation, some organisms like amoeba producing a 3-layer covering. Okay, 3-layer covering. Understand? When the conditions are favorable, these coverings are disappear or break down and new young organisms are developed from the amoeba. So it is called encystment. Next one is strobilation. Okay, strobilation meaning in some organism many transverse axis of divisions takes place simultaneously. Okay, so this type of asexual reproduction is called strobilation. The next one is called plasmodium. Okay, plasmodium meaning when a multinucleated organism is divided into many multinucleated daughter organisms. This is called plasmodium. Okay, this is called plasmodium. The next one is called budding. Okay, example we can see this type of budding in Hydra. Okay, budding is divided into 2 types: exogenous budding and endogenous budding. Okay, in Hydra we can see exogenous budding. In Hydra, first a small elevation is developed in the outer surface of the body. From the ectoderm, a small projection is formed. Then the endoderm also pushing inside the projection. Finally, a new daughter, Hydra is developed in the outer surface of the body of the parent organism. Okay, so this type of reproduction is called budding. It is one of the examples for the exogenous budding. And the gemmular formation is the type of endogenous budding. Okay, in some freshwater sponges and some rainwater sponges, many small hard wart-like structures are developed inside the body. It is called gemmules. Okay, it is called gemmules. When the conditions are unfavorable, the sponges can die, but these gemmules will not die. When the conditions are favorable, the gemmules are developed into new organism. Understand? Then next one is fragmentation. A parent body is divided into many small fragments, and each and every fragments are developed into a new organism. It is called fragmentation. The next apolysis. Example, tapeworm. Okay, the body of the tapeworm is divided into many small segments. The mature segments are present in the posterior end of the body. These mature progladids or the mature segments are separated from the body and produce new tapeworm. This type of reproduction is called apolysis. And the regeneration. Last one is regeneration. Regeneration meaning regrowth. Okay, there are 2 types of regeneration out there. One is morpholysis and second one is epimorphosis. Here morpholysis meaning the whole body is developed, but in epimorphosis only the last body part or damaged into the body parts only developed. And there are 2 types of epimorphosis. One is reparative and the second one is called restorative. My dear students, so I hope you all understood today's class. So take a short note and try to study and try to complete all these question answers today. Okay, my dear students, we will meet in the next class. Thank you.